Hi guys, I am back with a positive birth story. Welcome back to my channel. So, as a lot of you know, I was expecting my second son and he was born mid-March. And so I was missing for a few weeks. A lot of you reached out through Instagram, so thank you so much for all the wishes. There are many comments on YouTube and questions. I haven't gotten around to answering them all. I will do my best to do it sometime this week. Now, if you have some pressing questions and I didn't answer them, then just go ahead, ask it again. I might have missed it, or sometimes YouTube will just delete them if they're really long, or if they have some words that are not acceptable to YouTube's terms. So if you ask me and I haven't responded, just ask again. And let's talk about my birth. My due date was March 15th, and so I was thinking that later that week my son was going to be born, maybe around Thursday or Friday, maybe even Saturday. But no, Sunday the 13th, a portion of my mucus plug came out. And so I thought, oh, so probably 3 days, 4 days, because that's how it happened with my first son. And so I went about the rest of my evening regular, thinking that in the morning I will go back to work. But I woke up around 4 a.m. because I had a lot more Braxton Hicks and they were a lot more regular, although the pain, I couldn't tell whether it was weak or strong. And so when it comes to pain, there's one interesting thing about me, because I have a very unusual relationship with pain. I don't take it as something, pain is pain, something you have to fight and avoid. It is a nuisance, something in the background that you just learn to tolerate, and I don't have any special skills. I just had rheumatoid arthritis for about 5 years and I refused to take any painkillers or medications to deal with it, so I just accepted pain as part of my life. And so when it comes to labor, my perception of pain, what for somebody may be pain levels like 8 to 10, for me I'll still classify like 4, maybe 5. And so I signaled it to my midwife and I said that I was going to track my contractions, because I just don't trust my own perception of pain, because I probably will not be reliable relating the levels of pains I'm dealing with. And interestingly, when it comes to hypnobirthing, they actually teach you to reframe pain pretty much in the same way. They don't call contractions contractions, but surges with which you have to harmonize and just let it go and let it be. So that's pretty much how I dealt with my rheumatoid arthritis joint pain for many, many years. I had a lot of experience there. Anyway, back to my birth story. So around 4:45 I started tracking my contractions, and then I thought, oh, they're not Braxton Hicks anymore, we are talking about full-blown labor. So I went to the living room and I decided that I'm gonna labor by myself for at least an hour. So that was like 5 a.m. and I went about setting up of the kitchen, taking out snacks and preparing all the drinks for labor. I also went to take a shower and groomed myself, because I knew I wasn't going to take a shower for a while, so I was like, I might as well get that out of the way. And by 6 o'clock I woke my husband up, who was like, did you call your midwives yet? And I was like, no, not yet, you're the first one that I said it that I'm in labor. And he goes like, call now, right away. What are you waiting for? So he got up right away and started setting up of the pool and the rest of the room. You have to move things out of the way and just to set it up so that it's easy for the midwife to get to the pool, that there is drop cloth everywhere. And so we started doing that at 6 a.m. and my labor was just pretty much regular, like 60 seconds of contractions every 3 to 4 minutes, something like that. Around 7 a.m. my midwife arrived. She started to set up of her equipment. Soon after, her assistant came over, and then my doula arrived. So it must have been around like 7:20. I was telling my midwife that I have to go to the bathroom, but I really didn't have to go. It was my water that was just about to break. It was a one massive surge, aka contraction, that just bursted the membranes, and my water came out all at once, just like in the movies, by the way. And it was actually quite different from my first pregnancy, from my first labor, where the water broke, but it was like a trickle down over many, many hours. So I was quite surprised by that, because even the sensation of contraction is a lot different when your membranes are intact versus when your water is broken and then you have surges. Very different. I almost was confused because of it, because the contractions felt a lot different with the water being not broken. It felt like they bubbled up to the surface and then there was a surge. Whereas without the water, it's just a surge, just a contraction of the muscles that just urges the baby out. Right after my water broke, I got this massive chill all throughout my body, and I got into this psychedelic state where you have this unlimited access to your subconscious mind, to all your instinct, and you are totally in tune with your body. So I knew then that I was in the zone. However, thanks to New York City apartments, the pool wasn't filling up fast enough, so there wasn't enough water for me to go in and labor in the pool. So I had to wait a few more minutes just to get enough water to start laboring in the pool. And as I was laboring in the pool, there was more water coming. So when the baby was ready to come out, there was enough water for him to swim up to this world. So yeah, my labor was progressing so fast that the New York City apartment water pressure couldn't keep up. After all, we do live on the 22nd floor. Maybe for not much longer. I hope to get out of the city at some point. Anyway, we filled up the pool enough so that I could get in and start laboring in the pool. And let me tell you, laboring in the water is a whole another experience. The body just gets immediately relaxed and at ease. And again, the contractions, the surges just feel differently in water. The moment you are in that warm water, it's just something else that happens to your body, some level of serenity that just touches you, and laboring becomes this much easier. So I was even in the more psychedelic state, totally into myself, like oblivious to the whole world, and I just wanted to see my child. So when I was laboring with my first son, I saw him actually descending to the world, whereas with this one, I saw him climbing up to the water and to the surface. So it took a little bit more of being in the birth path, in the birth canal for my second son than the first one. First one was like just sliding out. This one was like coming out in increments. But at 8 a.m., I just saw him come out into the water, and just midwife grabbed him and he just swam up to me and just landed on my chest, which was so beautiful. I will never forget this moment. The moment of him swimming up to me and just landing on my chest will be forever burned into my memory as one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. Welcome to the world. Hi.
blondie. We have another blondie. You were such afraid of Mommy's belly. Yes. Disappointed. Are you disappointed that you're out?
Alright, so this will do it for this week's video. I hope I at least inspired you to consider natural unmedicated birth. Let me tell you this is the best head start you can give to your children. If you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I am back on doing YouTube videos, and I'll see you in Friday Findings. Bye!